Not really showing cards at the moment. I know I also would like to do dream, talking about that and stuff, but eventually I'll get more on there. But I want to discuss things that been happening, and most of us may already know, and um, people just probably don't care. There, others might know about the situation and be like me, who's kind of like, okay, how's this going to affect things? What's going to be because of this, that, this, and that, and the other thing? All right, it has to do with basically the Earth, right? Sorry, I'm checking my notes. I've been doing some my brain's just like trying to focus on one thing, and then even bring it up and talk to other people, kind of be like, it's into zodiacs and stuff, and some people just, want to stay in their own little world on this. But as you guys know, I've already been doing reads with the 13 signs, because since 2003, I'd say, I learned about the 13 sign, and was like, yeah, that makes sense. Especially around, no, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. My allergies has been really bad today, and I mean, just really bad. Okay, but anyways, the 13 signs and stuff, I learned that back in the time when I was learning about Nostradamus, right? Everybody knows about him. He's kind of was like the guy who, during Caesar's time, that said, hey, guess what? This is what we're going to do. And he was being pushed to make a new calendar for Caesar, and he really wanted to put things in there with the zodiac sign of which is Ophiuchus, known as the 13th zodiac sign. But they're like, oh no, the 13th is bad, blah blah blah, which is really funny because 13 is actually a good sign if you live in Italy. The Italian, Sicilian people see that as a good number. It's 17. That's not a good number. Hi, I'm kind of zip-zapping here about things just in case people pop up and watch this later. And we have somebody else new. It says Zen and yes. Hey, so I was just explaining about Nostradamus and stuff like that, about how he was trying to bring in the 13th sign, but the Catholic Church basically made him go, no, you can't have that. But due to the Earth rotation being changed, is now being noticed again, and I think that's kind of a cool thing. I just want to get people's thoughts and on that, because you guys know that on my channel I do post the 13 zodiac sign. But also with this new rotation of the Earth, they're bringing in a 14th sign, which is in between Aries and Taurus. And this is actually a water sign, where the obtuse sign was known as, even though it was known as a 13th sign, it was considered more of a fire sign, but a fifth element sign. But now it's considered part of the 14 zodiac signs as a fire sign. So we have an extra zodiac sign in the fire, and then now a new water sign with Cutlass. And Cutlass is kind of part of the Greek mythology, and he is a water god. Thought that was kind of interesting. It says, Harry's it's pretty, thank you. I have, it's kind of a messy hair day, but I appreciate it. It is natural. I don't dye it. I quit dyeing my hair like in my 20s. So, I just thought maybe we can jump on here and discuss this stuff, because I kind of find it very fascinating on certain things. And even though I kind of was mentioning how it was with Nostradamus and doing that stuff, that is actual fact. And situations with that, I mean, I'm gonna try to keep religion, and because there's all sorts of different things out of my channel, but you can't beat actual facts and situations, truth and stuff like that. I'm not, not stupid, on certain things, right? Oh, you subbed. Thank you so much for your sub. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And I'm still trying to, I have to kind of get it closer for me to read because my eyes are really getting old. um, so I was just trying to explain and trying to get some other people's thoughts because, like I said, I have been doing the 13 zodiac signs. That's why my stuff's not always like legit. Where people like fire signs on this day and earth signs on this day and and all that stuff and doing all that. I'm kind of like thrown all over the place. Um, because I do want to make sure that people are all here, and plus I like keeping things with my reads and stuff, like you know the career reads, the single reads, the love reads and stuff like that. I like to keep the theme, which I did post on there. Nobody really just said thumbs up, like, okay, great, what do you guys want me to do? But since I'm here, what is the next thing you guys want me to do? Because I can do a relationship read, which there's all sorts of different kind of relationships. you know is it day or night? Right now it is daytime. It's actually, I am on the Eastern Standard Time Zone in the United States. So I just want to I'm kind of hyped about the information, you know what I mean? With all the stuff with the earth and everything, I just kind of like, yay. So I'm kind of curious. So, and here I'm just kind of rubbing around like, hey, what's all these little things, right? So, let's see. That's 9 in your place. I'd say so. I do know that a lot of people who kind of follow these channels are all over the world. And it's where it's Sunday, it's already Monday in somebody else's time of the world. So it is kind of interesting, right? So I thought, and just kind of, instead of just doing a little video going, hey, this is my thoughts, let me come on here. So he comes on here and all that stuff. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I saw that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, that's why I was like, okay, let's see what's going on and all that stuff. And I thought I'd give him little ideas on what's going on with the zodiacs and how to do that. Because I also know, like, so even though I don't think anybody's really, so I'm seeing comments, but it's not telling me anybody's watching. Let's see. How are you doing today? Well, I've been kind of busy doing what I usually do, but my brain's on this whole thing with the 14 zodiac signs. I think this is great. I don't think the U.S. is going to change the calendar that we've been doing, though. Even though China's got their own calendar, and as well as the Jewish people, which has more days than the Julius Caesar calendar that the Americans are known to use in other countries, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out where some people are just kind of stuck in their ways and they don't want to see reason and then understand people's like thrill on some things. There are people who are just as thrilled about this, right? And so I think the signs are going to be kind of cool to do, right? Oh, well, I can't. This is the first time I got somebody to actually put like little emojis like that. That's kind of cool. But like I said, this is my third level live since I've been able to reach the subscribers to go live. I was pretty excited about that. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So that's why I put it on the title and stuff. Like, let's talk about the whole thing with Earth and what's going on, and a little bit of history. Because even, like I said, I don't want to get into much things, but it's nice to kind of use some things as a way to explain stuff. Because like even though, let's go back to even like the days of Noah, they actually have longer days too, on there. I think their moon cycle during the days of Noah was 30 days instead of the 28 that we had now, which is really interesting because I think a lot of this has to do with dimensions and the merging of dimensional situations. Because as a kid, when I was younger, I remember the moon cycle being 30 days and then now it's being 28, and I'm like, wait a second, how is that? So this is like the only reason we would have like a moon in like in 2 months in the same month, it would be because it was early on, like on the first, and then again on the like the 31st. So I have noticed that kind of a change. But now it's like, okay, I know there's more merging of dimensions and stuff like that, and timelines and Mandela effect, and that's a whole nother situation. On there. But like I said, there are more days in other calendars other than the Julius Caesar ones and all that, and it makes me wonder. So I've been trying to figure out, if I were to redo this with the 14th zodiac signs, how it would fit with those type of calendars currently with our, the most Julius Caesar being used UK and in America. So, and I have got a thumbs up. Awesome. I appreciate that too. I'm trying to pay attention to chat as well as looking at everything else. So, I'm kind of curious. Really am. So, my brain's kind of going, woo, what are we going to do now? Because I think it's an exciting time that this is happening too, and everything else, and all that. So, but I appreciate it, because on top of me trying to do the tarot stuff, I do like to do dreams, but I just haven't had any dreams to remember anything to talk about. But I'm hoping that when my roommate moves back in, from like, she was my roommate in 2020, when she does move back in, but it'll be like around the first week of August, she'll let me kind of use her to steal her dreams and explain and do things like that with her that I want to do with you guys too. So, it says I got 2 watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So I really am kind of figuring things out with the Zodiac stuff and the new changes and how that's going to do stuff. Because, like, it's, like I said, I've known about the 13 Zodiac sign for a very long time. For many years. It's kind of was one of those things that nobody really, it's like, it's told, is it back in 2003 that due to Nostradamus wanting to put in there, the whole thing with the Julius Caesar calendar and the Catholics going, oh no, it's evil sign, you'll have to get rid of it. So I was discard. But now they brought it back with the 14th sign, and I'm excited about this. I really am. So, and I just thought, man, kind of go live and see if anybody's going to say, hey, yeah, I kind of think this is cool too. Right? Thoughts, ideas. Alrighty then. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. So, anything else would you like to know about me since you guys are watching? Kind of curious. Sorry, allergies really bad today. Oh, pollen changing and everything. I do have napkins. I'm just trying not to let you guys see. Oh gosh. Well, anything. Oh Lord. Well, anything you want to ask me? What's your thoughts? Oh, excuse me again. With this, because I know it's kind of interesting, especially like I said, different colors got different dates on it and different times and all that stuff. I just thought maybe figure it out, right? Okay. So, I just thought maybe somebody would say something too about what's going on and their thoughts. Because that whole thing with the earth stuff, I don't know, it's like something with the changes of certain stuff happening that makes that stuff happen. And now they're bringing back officially bringing back Ophiuchus is really cool. And the name of the and where that placement, because I actually, before this whole change and stuff, and I didn't even know that this change was coming, I did like get a book, and I call it, it's titled The 14th Zodiac Sign. They had a different thing about how it's supposed, they used actually the same name that they are using for this other person, with the 14th sign with the I think it's citrus, and on that, but I think I had a different name in the 14th zodiac sign, and it was supposed to be like something that has to do with the axles, but then it's like that's kind of weird on there. So I was like, okay, but just seeing on that. But then it's like, okay, finally we got that because that was definitely interesting on how that works, and I figured it had to do with that because I'm a reader. I read a lot of things, and I relate stuff and correlate things with how things are and all that thing. Like, it really open up and get to know me over this stuff. Like, yeah, I do stuff, but I'm definitely critical thinking. I like to learn as much stuff I can and figure things out and be like, okay, this is what they're saying, but why? What's up with that? On that. So it's kind of interesting because I do. I know a lot of people puts in the spirituality as somebody who kind of, deals with certain stuff on, more like on a witchcraft or spiritual thing where they have some kind of gift and all that. But even I think it's more than that, So my big old red nose with all my sneezing. Yay. Okay, so but yeah, I just, like I said, I kind of want to put in some of the thoughts the way I was raised and how I knew things, but just, for me to explain stuff, but I also don't want to hurt, think of other people's feelings, because it's like, because I know there's some people who just don't believe in certain things and this and that, and it's just like, how can I explain the excitement? Because it's like, this is really cool and big news and all that other stuff, but at the same time, I've got to look at it the way I see things too, from on certain stuff, because even if you go back to to certain things that might be spiritual, people, or religious and stuff, I can explain it with using that stuff, but I know some people are so closed-minded and be like, okay, this is how it is, and because some preacher did this or that, or even Satanist or whatever, but, on their own hat, but at the same time, I'm like, listen, there are just some things you just can't ignore, and I do believe they do try to hide history and stuff like that, but I think this is definitely previous stuff, like, so I'm gonna figure things out. I'm gonna try to put in, do my own thoughts, because even though they're saying they're not going to change this calendar, I think it does need to be changed, looking at the other two types of calendars and doing certain stuff. I think, it can be doable, and I'm going to try to figure something out and be like, this is my own, between my own thoughts, this and that, take it as it resonates, that kind of stuff. But, and nobody's what. All right, well, since the people have left and I kind of done talking, put it in your comments, please. Let me know what you think of the two zodiac signs and how that might affect things and going forward, because they say what zodiac sign you are before 2025 is the zodiac sign you're going to resonate with from here on out, on that, because of the alignments. But if you're born starting as of 2025, I guess, because technically the zodiac ends with Pisces, and stuff, and then Aries is the beginning of the new situation. And even though we at the end of Taurus season, I'm thinking they're going with the dates after Pisces is my thought, and then with that new calendar dates. But if you were born before then, you can still use the original 12 zodiac signs, unless you're weird like me, who always thought about the 13 zodiac signs with those dates. And yeah, I think that's what's I'm gonna do what I can do and put on some thoughts and figure out what it could be with the 14 zodiac signs, knowing that certain things, because some like I said, like some calendars have the 13th month, and I know with the Jewish they say they have the 12th, but they have the 13th month during the leap year and all that stuff. But I think we gotta go by the ones that are probably more on a leap year than anything. So, because I don't think we're actually in the year that we are in, they say, due to between Mandela effect and difference of the the changes with dimensions and all that stuff. And if you watch like the show Flash, you'll understand that. That's like the best way I can explain. If you watch the show, go watch the show Flash, even though they started doing it, that's like the best way. Even though those are reruns. If you watch only like the later seasons, not the first 2 or 3, it'll go more into it. So I think that's what I'm going to talk about and stuff like that. So stay tuned with how I do things. I don't understand if I try to go through and do what I've been doing is kind of like da-da-da. So I might go in through a rotation on certain things. I'm going to figure out the best way to do this. Alright? And I do plan on making some changes to my channel. Just hang in there and you'll see. Alright. Bye. Ugh.